There is a Haida saying that the world is as sharp as the edge of a knife. The knife's edge can be imagined as a circle. What's inside is knowledge and experience, the past. And outside the circle has yet to be experienced. But the edge of the knife is the present moment, and the trick is to live on that knife's edge. Haida Gwaii, which means islands of the Haida people, is an archipelago of approximately 400 islands located between 55 and 125 kilometers off the northern Pacific coast of Canada. It is separated from the mainland to the east by the shallow Hecate Strait, which requires an 8-hour ferry crossing to reach. Archaeologically established human habitation dates back further than 13,000 years ago. At the time of the first European contact in 1774, there was estimated to be 30,000 Haida living throughout the archipelago in more than 100 settlements. But that was before smallpox decimated their population to a mere 350 in the early 1900s. The Haida were known as skilled seafarers and traders, navigating the Northeast Pacific in large dugout canoes, and are now famous for their art, particularly in the form of carvings, totem poles, masks, and jewelry. I became fascinated by the stories and history of the Haida Nation when I first visited in the autumn of 2016. During that time, I spent 5 weeks living on the islands in my minivan, which I called home at the time, learning about the culture and natural history while adventuring with Frank from the tide line of the East Beach Trail, which was our longest backpacking trip at that time, all the way to the alpine of the tallest peak in the archipelago. It was a transformational time in my life, and I couldn't be more excited that we are finally returning. It's about 8:45, and I'm all checked in for today's ferry over to Haida Gwaii. I've taken Frank out for an extended bathroom break, and now we're just waiting to load. The ship doesn't sail until 10 a.m., but it takes about an hour and a half to load up the boat. They pack it really carefully, and yeah, it's a whole process. Last time I came over here, I had to back onto the ferry, so hopefully I don't have to do that today. So I've just gotten loaded onto the ferry. This crossing can get extremely rough. It is a dangerous sailing, and so they actually block the tires of every single vehicle on the ferry. Frank is not allowed to come up. It is an 8-hour sailing, but I will be able to come down and check on him later. So I've packed a bag and some food and stuff for showering and everything, and I'm about to head up and check into my cabin. Hi! I'm excited. We are very excited. I got Flossy! We're on our way up.
The ones here are 701 and 703.
Thank you so much.
There you go, right there.
Thank you. Oh, it's already unlocked. Okay. The last time I took this ferry, I didn't even know you needed reservations, so I had no idea cabins existed, and I ended up spending the 8-hour sailing in a regular seat, but not today. Today, we have the luxury cabin. Coming in here, we have a very spacious room with full body mirror. Don't know what we need that for. A nice bed, which I'm about to test. So we have this nice bed with a comforter. I don't really know what to compare it to because I sleep on a thin piece of foam, but let's try it out. Woo! Well, I think I would have hurt myself if I did that in my van. We have a chair, two chairs, a table, one massive porthole, and a second massive porthole, and here we have a closet if we want to unpack and hang all our fine evening wear. For some strange reason I forgot to bring evening wear. And through here we have our own private washroom with room to, we have room to twirl in the bathroom. We have another mirror. I don't know what fancy event we need to get ready for. We have a sink, running water. It's very nice. Ooh. And then we have a toilet and a rather large shower space with towels. And we do have a few amenities. We have a little soap and conditioning shampoo, shower gel, oops, and lotion from some Canadian looking brand. Oh, and what is this? And thus concludes my extremely amateur tour of the deluxe onboard cabin on BC Ferry's Northern Adventure ship to Haida, Gwaii. There's also a television, which I completely forgot to mention because this is not something that like registers in our world for either me or Flossie. We don't own TVs or watch TV, so I kind of didn't even notice it was there, just like this refrigerator, because I live without one. But it is cold, so I guess I could put my hummus in it. And a telephone in case we need to call Ghostbusters. We've been in here for about 10 minutes and we already have personal items strewn about in every corner. That's my Flossie.
I like how you consider me a personal item.
I am so in need of a shower that I've decided to try to race the ferry for takeoff. I'm gonna have a shower and hopefully be done before we set sail. I heard the ship's horn while I was in there, but I feel amazing to be clean. The temperature control was excellent and the water pressure was very nice, very, very nice. So I'm gonna quickly just dry off and go enjoy the launch. Real quick, speaking of launch, I am so excited to launch a new merch item on my web store, which is this 2-inch Frank temporary tattoo. It is so cute, just a little Frankie you can have on you for a few days. The item itself looks a little silly because it's the mirror image, but once it's applied, it is the design of the Frank sticker, which we all know and love. I am so excited about it. So these will be up on the web store, and to celebrate the launch, I am doing my annual flash sale a little bit early this year. So aside from the temporary tattoo, everything on my web store, all the stickers, magnets, and postcard set are going to be marked down. If they were on sale before this flash sale, they're going to be marked down even further. So it's going to be the cheapest the items on my web store have ever been. And to sweeten the deal, I'm going to be including this little Frank paw sticker with every single order. And all the orders are going to be shipped from Haida, Gwaii. I'm going to go into the post office. I'm going to make sure they put that Haida, Gwaii stamp cancellation stamp on it to say Haida, Gwaii. So if that's something that excites you, you can receive mail from this remote island in the Northeast Pacific. So the sale is going to be up from the time this video goes live until the end of May 3rd at 11:59 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on May 3rd. So about 3.5 days to access this flash sale. It does not happen very often on my store, about once a year. I am so excited for it. I hope that some of you will be very excited about this cute Frankie temporary tattoo. Maybe you have some children or you just want to feel a little fancy for a night out on the town. But yeah, thank you so much for supporting our web store. All of the profits I use towards Frank's ongoing medical bills and his treats and medications and stuff. So it's a big help for us if you like the items I'm selling. And with that said, let's get back to this ferry ride. It is a beautiful day to be on the boat. We booked this much in advance. So we obviously couldn't plan for the weather and we just lucked out. It's been an exciting journey so far. Not only did I have my first ever shower on a moving vessel, but we also got to go do a tour of the bridge, which I don't know how I thought to think to ask, but I did. And unfortunately we weren't allowed to film in there, but it was really interesting and he was so nice to entertain all of our questions. I felt like mine were a little random, but yeah, he was really, really nice and it was pretty cool to see like all the controls and dials and buttons. I also wasn't allowed to press any buttons, which I did ask, but I mean, you don't know unless you ask, so gotta try because it's not a very common opportunity that I have to go in the control room of such a big ship. This is actually my 15th ferry ride so far this year, and I would never think to ask on the shorter sailings down to Vancouver Island or the Gulf Islands. Frank is down below in the car deck, and I'm sure he's just chilling, sleeping in the van. He is very used to being in the car deck on the ferries because he can't go up on any of them. And at some point during the sailing, they will make an announcement. I'll be able to go down to check on him. But until then, we're just going to be kicking back, relaxing in our room, and enjoying a day at sea. So you might be wondering about the cost of this room. It was about $250 to book this room, which is honestly a lot for an 8-hour sailing, in my opinion, because yeah, that's not really in my budget, but I really wanted this special experience. And I definitely won't be booking a cabin on the return trip, but I just wanted like kind of a treat and to make it a bit more of like a fun travel experience. That said, we have been planning this trip for a really long time.
I am so curious and so confused.
Okay.
And yet, knowing you, it's going to be exciting.
Okay, so hear me out. It's like spring, like mid-March, late March, early April, sometime in there. You and me, and we drive in a little caravan, and we go north, and then we go west, and then we get on a ferry, and surprise, we're on Haida, Gwaii.
Ooh. Welcome to my office.
I have called you here on this windy afternoon
for a meeting,
to discuss a matter of maps and ships.
Excellent.
Flossie is going to be with me on Haida, Gwaii for 3 weeks, and then they're going to go back south, and I'm going to continue to stay there a little bit longer because I have been before. I initially went for 2 weeks my first trip. It ended up staying for 5. It is a place I love, and because it is a bit of a journey and an expense to get there, then I just wanted to leave my trip open-ended, so I do not have a return ferry booked at this point.
Good morning, passengers. Welcome aboard the Northern Adventure. It's Captain speaking. Just to let you know, we'll be arriving in Skidegate just before 5 o'clock tonight. We'll be arriving in Skidegate, and it looks like it's going to be a beautiful crossing. Thank you for sailing with us, and have a good day.
This is a route that requires a reservation, so if you're ever planning to go to Haida, Gwaii, I highly recommend planning in advance. My first trip over 7.5 years ago, I got lucky and managed to get over on standby, and that was during shoulder season. This is what I paid for the vehicle and then for myself, plus the cost of the cabin. So it is a pricey crossing, as I mentioned, but you don't have to book a cabin, and a lot of people don't. You're just kind of like in normal ferry chairs. Some people just take a whole aisle, lay on the floor, and kind of set up shop. But there's also a standard room, which are on the deck below us. So right now I'm on deck 5. I just was asking a quick question at the chief steward's office, and this is where all of the regular cabins are. There's cabins for 2 and cabins for 4, but they're a lot smaller and only have 1 window, unlike us.
Some of them have windows. The inside ones, like I was on before, does not have a window.
No windows. Noted. Alright, I feel like I've talked quite a bit about this sailing for now, so I'm just gonna kick back and enjoy this luxury experience. So they're just opening the car deck for 15 minutes so we can go down to check on our pets. Frank's hanging out in the front seat. I'm gonna get him some water and take him out for a pee on deck. But this is a sailing that's, as I've mentioned or might have talked about, quite dangerous, although it's very calm today. So they actually really secure the car decks and do not let you stay down below. You having a nice snooze? Come on, bud. Come on. It felt really good to see Frank just snoozing in the front seat, having a peaceful time when I came down. It really helps that it's a super calm day at sea, and he's totally used to taking the ferries. We've even had some rough time on ferries on the car deck below together. So yeah, it's great. It's going well. He doesn't even seem like he wants to get up for a pee or have any water. I've given him a treat, and I'm gonna force him to have a little walk outside the van in case he wants to pee, because this will probably be the last time I'm allowed down. And unfortunately, I did miss the first time they announced. I might have been up on the bridge having a tour. And he's just really happy and super chill in here, which is good. I know some dogs would be a lot more anxious. I'll see you soon, bud. Okay, I'll see you in 3 more hours, bud. I love you. Checked on Frank and I know he's good, I can stop worrying and dig into our fridge and have cold beverages, colder than any beverages I have in the van. And I brought some food because I did have a pretty hefty breakfast sandwich on the way to the ferry, so I brought some hummus and a red and orange bell pepper and some grapes. I want to have a little ferry feast. I'm not cut out for these types of luxuries. This is way colder than I'm used to eating food. Way colder, it hurts my teeth. Flossie's just laughing at me.
That's funny, your face
I
is
thought,
like...
I thought it'd be so nice to put this stuff in the fridge, but apparently like my van cold is not as cold as fridge cold. It's cold enough to allow things to stay fresh for a couple weeks and not go bad. But fridge cold is like, now I know I have sensitive teeth cold. Anyways, if you want to see more, Amanda is terribly out of place and uncomfortable attempting to do luxury experiences, then like and subscribe so maybe my channel will grow and I can afford to bring you more comedic relief of moderate luxuries. Freshly rinsed grapes for you.
Thank you. Normally our energy is the other way around, but I'm really quite sick.
And I'm on the upswing from being sick, so I feel better than previous days.
And an insomniac high, or...
Yeah, apparently 2 hours of sleep gives you tons of energy.
I'll feel better soon. Thank you for feeding me grapes.
It'll soothe your throat. It'll be nice and calming. It's so nice to have this room to just like not be distracted by other people walking by or their noise and just focus on editing and relax and have our own bathroom and be able to go walk around and not carry all of our stuff.
Oh my god, showers.
Or worry about stuff getting stolen. Like, just to show you how much space we have in here.
Dance! Dance! Woo!
That's your trick. I can't do the heel tappy thing. But seriously, like, you gotta have a whole, whatever you want to do. There's lots of room for activities. I'm looking around our room and just laughing at how we've taken over every surface with all of our stuff. We've just sprawled everything out. I'm also noticing there's a lot of power plugs in here, which is really convenient because it's always nice to be able to charge electronics not off the van battery. It's really nice to see us getting closer to land, and it looks like there might be a bit of snow left on the peaks over there on Haida, Gwaii. It has been a great sailing and it has gone by honestly way too fast. We are pulling into the dock now, so we're in a little frantic frenzy to get all packed up and get ready to go back down to the vehicles. But it has been an awesome trip. I am so excited to be on Haida, Gwaii. I'm so excited that I don't have a sailing off island. I don't know how long I'll be here. I'm just gonna follow my heart and stay as long as I feel called to stay. We're all loaded up, everything's packed. Got my bag, Flossie's out of the room, we've got everything out of the room. It's been a really, really nice experience and something that I just don't usually give myself. Departure walk down to our home. Our home's on the boat. As we pulled into the dock, I started to get really excited, but then once I unloaded and was driving on island again, it was so overwhelmingly awesome feeling to be back. I have amazing memories from the 5 weeks I spent here in the autumn of 2016. I made friends. I felt like I was a welcomed part of the community, and yeah, it just felt in a small way like coming home. And now we are settled in camp, and check that out. So yeah, it feels great to be here, and I'm really looking forward to the next few days we're gonna spend in this campsite, just getting grounded and just hang out and enjoy nature. But that's gonna be something I will share with you in the next one. So thank you so much for coming along on the start of this exciting journey over the past 2 videos, and then this one as we travel to Haida, Gwaii. I really appreciate you giving me a thumbs up and subscribing if you want to stick around for more. That said, sometimes I've had comments where people have found that YouTube has unsubscribed them. So if you like seeing my videos, just make sure you're still subscribed, and it helps if you click the notification bell, have notifications turned on, and then you won't miss out on my next video coming to you from here on Haida, Gwaii.